Imagine a place where the world's bravest motorcyclists do battle against the clock, the road, and themselves. A self-governed island nation, beholden to no one's laws except their own, where riders make their pilgrimage and pay respects to the gods of speed. A place where one mistake could end your life. Can you think of where this place is? Welcome to the Isle of Man TT. I have wanted to go to the Isle of Man for over 15 years now. It's always seemed like this mythical place that I may or may never actually get to. It's a bucket list destination for many motorcyclists, but the sheer logistics of just getting to the island means that it remains a faraway dream for many people. You hear stories of the greats of the TT, Halewood, Fogarty, Dunlop, McGuinness, and even characters like Guy Martin. You've seen the videos of riders doing nearly 200 miles an hour on these roads, with spectators sitting just nearby with no barriers. Throughout the years, I've had brake reservoir covers, helmets, and other bits of Isle of Man paraphernalia. The spirit of the event deeply appealed to me as a guy who loves going fast on motorcycles. I made a reaction video to Peter Hickman's all-time lap record a while back, and I got an email from a guy called Brandon, and that's where this story begins.
I was literally just doom scrolling Facebook. So I was doom scrolling Facebook.
Facebook of all things.
Yeah, no, don't ask. Don't judge me and don't ask. You were watching an onboard lap on a podcast or something?
Yeah.
And you were just like, this is crazy.
So yeah, then you messaged me, and what did you say? You're basically just like, I live on the island, do you want to come?
Yeah, that was it. That was the long and short of it. Because when I watched that clip, I did think, I was like, if you think this is crazy now, wait till you come and watch it and you'll be like, oh, this is way worse than I thought.
In person, it's even crazier. Yeah.
So I packed my bags, promised my wife I wouldn't do anything stupid while I was there, and I headed out to the island. Getting to witness the TT in person is one thing, but riding on the island is really how you feel the magic. Most riders opt for taking the ferry and using their personal motorcycles on the island, but since I'm from the US, that wasn't really an option for me. And by the way, there are some awesome bikes on the island. Check out this Vincent that I saw that had some spare oil on the side of the swing arm. Or this awesome Honda RC51. Or this absolute legend with a silver ponytail on top of a rusted out Yamaha XJR with Öhlins suspension. However, lucky for me, a motorcycle was made available. A faithful old companion of mine provided by a friend of Brandon's named Tom. I was given the keys to this 2014 Yamaha MT-09. I owned this exact same model back in 2016, and it was like putting on a pair of old jeans. The 847cc triple, the cable throttle, and screwball geometry reminded me what a rowdy ride this was. And by the way, that bike is for sale, so if you live on the island, try to find it and tell Tom that Papa Yam sent you. The island is a tremendous place to ride a motorcycle. Not only do you get to ride on the actual TT course itself when the racing isn't happening, but you also get to visit the other spectacular locations that the island has to offer. If you come to the island, you simply have to be on two wheels for at least some part of your stay. Just remember that they ride on the left and they love roundabouts there. Brandon was my Sherpa for this trip. He graciously offered up his childhood home for me to sleep in, and his parents were exceedingly kind while I was there. Their two cats, Ginger and Black Magic, kept me company. Very creative names, I know. In fact, everyone I met on the island was so kind and welcoming. They have an incredible sense of pride and love for their beautiful rock in the middle of the sea. And they have all the reason in the world to be proud. It's just stunning here. It's something that the TT coverage just can't capture, how beautiful the island actually is. Lush green hillsides, dense mountains, huge cliff sides, winding seaside roads, ancient sites, it's world class. No wonder they decided to set up a road race 118 years ago here. Now back to the reason we came here, the motorcycle racing. This infamous stretch of road called the Mountain Course is 37 3/4 miles long, and it's where these gladiators on two wheels do battle against themselves and the clock. I was excited to see the first bike rip down the course, so here's my raw first reaction to it. Right there. There's just a yellow fence. That's it. Crazy.
Tell me, nothing can prepare me, huh?
What you're about to witness.
Wow.
Even if you're like in the pit lane somewhere, something like that, like this is 12 times worse.
I'm pumped. Can't wait to see my first one fly by.
Jesus Christ!
On the MT?
You hear, yeah, I'll do that on the MT-09. You hear them just like, they're flat pinned in 6th. Jesus. The video coverage online simply does not do this event justice. Watching a bike fly down Bray Hill at 100% wide open throttle is unbelievable to witness in person. There's kind of this funny thing that happens at the Isle of Man TT. Roughly 1 hour before that first bike makes it down Bray Hill, the road is completely open to the public. Then the road's shut, all the traffic gets off, and the first marshal makes his way on the course, a sign of things to come. Then everyone is still. It's quiet. It's almost like everybody's waiting for a train or a bus. It's really weird. There's some chatter from excited fans who know what's about to happen. You hear a helicopter fly above, a warning sign of things to come. It starts as a wail, slowly growing louder. Then the rider appears, and he's going so fast that your brain literally cannot comprehend what it's looking at given the surroundings, which is a small little road in a British village. You've never seen anything like this, and it's genuinely confusing for the first 2 seconds. Then the sound grows louder and louder, and the rider flashes by in an instant, producing an enormous sound. And honestly, beyond the sound, there's an explosion of force. You realize just how much inertia this rider's carrying going down the hill at 170 or 180 miles an hour. They literally explode past you. Then roughly 10 seconds later, the next one flies by, and then the next one, and the next one. And your mind starts to acclimate to how fast these riders are going, and you can see who is really fast and who's just regular fast.
Yeah, the wide lens is fine. It's zoomed in. This way. Yeah. Now walking along a nature path, and if you can hear it, just bikes flying by. Nothing like it, man.
I feel very lucky that this trip was put together by Brandon. He was born and raised on the island. His Manx sense of humor, love of life, and adorable chihuahua named Vinny made the journey even better. Brandon was a professional snowboarder a few years back, but has since transitioned into being a tattoo artist along with his partner Izzy. He's a content creator and lover of life. His spirit and joie de vivre is immeasurable. He has a space where he works on his BMW wagon, he's covered in tattoos, and has the most generous soul. In short, he's exactly the kind of guy I'd be friends with back home. We connected over WhatsApp for months before the trip, sharing stories and just having a laugh. But I really can't stress to you guys just how amazing it was having a local showing me the ropes and making a new friend in such a faraway place.
So Brandon, what's your favorite part of the TT?
Honestly, I think the best part has to be just the atmosphere. The whole island just like doubles.
Yeah.
It like doubles in, you know, amount of people. And you just have this like constant vibe going on where it's still relaxed, but it's still just sort of crazy. Yeah. You get people absolutely everywhere.
people, you know, you've ridden the course yourself just before the roads close. You've got people sitting on walls, sitting in hedges, drinking beer with the guys. This is like, if someone made like a Minecraft world and was just like, just put bikes in it, just do that. That's it.
What's your top speed on the mountain?
150 in this.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And then we're in a diesel wagon.
Yeah, diesel wagon with 160k on the clock. It's a bit tired these days, but it's still knocking on, because it does knock. And there's nothing, I've never seen it captured properly anywhere that really takes into account how the experience is here. You actually have to experience it to actually know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I realized it just over there when we were watching. Like, I was watching down the road, but my peripherals were catching what's happening going past me. And they fly past you so fast that, like, that peripheral vision isn't usually a part of a spectator sport. It's just not. Because, I mean, as you've experienced, the wind blows in every direction. There's no one way the wind goes. It's every way.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's something that isn't quite captured in all the content I've seen of the Isle of Man, is like, this is a living, breathing organism of a track, you know, and like the wind and the weather changes so much, and you can be on the mountain road, it can be foggy, rainy, crappy, you go all the way down to the bottom, it's sunny and no wind and it's fine, and the riders all have to contend with that. But then you watch, like, you know, footage of, you know, your amateurs in the canyons, like dragging elbow and doing all these things, and I'm like, that's actually not fast, you know. It's hard to explain to people because it looks fast. This is fast.
Yeah.
This is really fast.
Yeah. If you do that and you think you're cool, come here and you'll be humbled big time. You'll be humbled immediately. Yeah. Because you'll watch one of the, like, even just like, you know, the middle of the pack boys do it, and you're like, nah, I'm not doing that.
No. Yeah, it's like what I've heard old timers talk about, like old school racing was like, and this is what it feels like. You know. If
Cafe Racer was a place.
Yeah.
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 And this is all just in front of this. In a field.
Yeah.
And then there's this.
It's sort of like, yeah, like motorcycle Coachella, or motorcycle, I don't know, because it's like, it's such a festival atmosphere. It's such like a laid back camping kind of vibe, you know?
Like, I want to see more. Like, I've still not seen all of it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And I think there's people that have been coming here for 20, 30, 40 years, some of them, that still haven't seen everything. You know, it still changes. And I think that's nice because, you know, you can go to a place like a theme park, for example, Disney World, and all those rides are still the same. Yeah, they might have a new one, but that's it. Whereas here, like I said, every single bike is different no matter what. You know, you can go sit at that same spot every single year, but every single year it'll be different.
We grow stronger through our relationships, our friends, our family, and the stories that we share. That's what it means to be human. And coming to the island reminds me of why we're all here. It's to experience the moments of greatness together that these riders demonstrate on the mountain course of the TT, to be humbled by the beautiful nature of the island. The TT connects all motorcycle riders, and it lets us share in something bigger than ourselves. The history of the event and the island, the people at the Isle of Man, it's all so special. Speaking of which, I met a few fans at the TT. Since most people were there for the racers and the event itself, I managed to fly pretty under the radar. However, one family from Utah met me at the official TT merch booth. Their son shared a very emotional story with me about how my content helped and resonated with him in a difficult moment, and it was really humbling to hear. To that young man that I met at the merch booth, thank you for being here. You are awesome, and I hope you have an amazing life. I'm so glad to hear that my videos could help you and motorcycling gave you a positive outlet. But now I have to tell you a really funny story about something that happened to me in the one place on earth that doesn't have speeding limits on certain sections of the road. I'm gutted because I didn't have my GoPro running at the time, and I wanted to ensure that I didn't end up in jail, which, knowing my luck, would have happened to me. So you'll have to settle for this reenactment. So I was riding up the TT course to the infamous Mountain Road. This is a section of road where it's one way, unrestricted, and fast. I was excited to get there, naturally. And during the TT event, when you're in traffic, you often find yourself in a pack of other riders just making your way up the road. Usually when there's a car, everyone goes for an overtake, safely, and keeps plugging along at a little over the speed limit. Unfortunately, there was a time when everyone did this in a village in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, and I was last in the pack. The officer pointed at me, directed me to the side of the road, and let me know that I was in trouble. Whoops. He had me get off the bike, jump into the back of the cop car, and he wrote me up for overtaking traffic which were traveling at the required speed. So he kind of deduced I was going too fast. Darn. He let me know that I received 3 points on a temporarily issued Manx license, which is funny that they had to issue me a license to even give me the points. He also informed me that if I were to get 9 more points, they would ban me from riding and would call the US Embassy to recommend revoking my license in the state of Texas. I chuckled imagining an overweight and underpaid Texas DPS worker receiving a call from a Manx official letting them know that my license was to be revoked. But in any case, I didn't want to chance anything, so I took my licking and kept on kicking. But the best part about the experience was at the end, where the cop jumped out of the car and he asked me, "That's a Yamaha you're riding, right?" And I said, "Yeah, it's an MT-09. Said one of his friends who had recently passed away had the idea of creating stickers for riders who sped on the TT. So I received what I can only describe as my most treasured souvenir I've ever gotten on any of my travels. I present to you my crowning achievement, the Yamaha Yob sticker, which I proudly display on my helmet. It was 120 pounds sterling for the sticker, and I think it was worth every penny. With that out of the way, it was time to ride the mountain road, and my God, it was glorious.
Wow! Wow! Look at this. This is amazing, dude. This is a one-way road. Wow. I feel weird passing because I'm like, is it one way? I'm worried something's gonna come around the bend. Pretty respectful and pretty chill, which is nice. Literally like a motorsports heaven, dude. Oh my God, this is great. Doing 90 on this road, passing the line, and it's all legal? What? This is great. Something about it just feels so wrong though, man. I'm on this one-way road that's supposed to be a track road. Man, this is crazy. This is amazing. This is amazing, dude. So it's properly chilly this morning. I think it's like 50 degrees and it's damp, so, and I'm not on my own bike, and this is my first time on the road, so don't clown me for going a little slow around there, but this feels illegal. This feels super illegal. Start entering like track day mode, and then you're like, wait, I'm on this like frosty, foggy road. What is going on? This is what heaven must be like, man. Oh my God, this is what heaven must be like.
One of the events I found equally as impressive as the motorcycle racing was the sidecar racing. In fact, with their bespoke prototype-style chassis, insanely loud 600cc motors, the sidecars felt like pure motorsports to me, and the sound they make coming down the road is just sublime. The Isle of Man is a special place, one that I will happily return to someday. Even if the weather was a bit crap while I was there, unseasonably so according to the locals, I did get to witness some race action. More than anything, this trip taught me that to experience life is to go at it full tilt. The Manx have a phrase. It's known as tread Liooar, and it means time enough in their native language. Some around the world believe this is why the Manx people are always a little fashionably late, let's say, or running at their own pace in life. But honestly, from what I saw, the Manx people have an approach that means that they spend their time. They don't burn it. They seem present, aware, and they really engage when they're using their time. Everywhere I went, people were friendly. They were up for a chat and they gave you their attention. They weren't focused on other things and they weren't trying to rush you out the door. And it's kind of ironic in a way because this is where people love to go fast. Many experienced hands at the TT talk about how you don't rush the mountain course, that you must be patient with it. To go flat out on the mountain course with zero prep work, no regard for safety, and a bonsai approach is a death wish. Instead, the most experienced and winningest riders of the TT seem to go at it with a patient, controlled chaos. And I think that is a lesson that we can apply to life. People have lived on this island since ancient times, going as far back as 6500 BCE. There are these incredible circular Neolithic stone structures scattered throughout the island, reminding you of its ancient history, serving as either burial grounds or ceremonial sites. You learn that the Manx people are descended from countless generations of seafaring people in the British Isles, including Vikings. They are a resilient and hardy people. The Triskelion is proudly displayed on their flag, and as it was explained to me, it means no matter how I'm thrown, I will stand. It's that respect for time, resilience, and self-governance that is very evident in both the TT and the culture on the island. When I first got to the island, I saw a people obsessed with motorsport. I thought these riders were crazy for doing this event. And honestly, how can this even be allowed in the modern world? But it may be that the Manx have figured out that life isn't about avoiding danger. It's about accepting it as a fact of life. It's about honoring and respecting tradition. And I hope the TT continues forever. Once again, I want to give an enormous shout out to Brandon, who was my Sherpa during this trip and who honestly asked for nothing in return. So if you guys can go and just follow him on Instagram, he's always up to some cool stuff. So my sweet squidlets, that was my trip to the Isle of Man TT. I'll leave you with this. Tread Liooar, and thanks for watching.
Well, Brandon, thanks, buddy.
No worries.
Appreciate it. You're welcome in Texas anytime.
Yeah, you're welcome to come here whenever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Even if it's just for a holiday when there's no TT on.
I will definitely be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
a cool
fine.
spot.
We'll have to get you a bike that just lives here, and then you can just fly over.
Yeah. Oh, we have to show the people. Hold on. Brandon's windshield.
There you go.
We've scared Vinny.
Welcome